Hi. A few months ago, my oldest son, who's 14, came back from school and said to me, "You know, Mom, for people my age, it's normal to hate Jews." My heart sank. And it also made me realize the gap between the reality he's living in and the one I had known as a teenager in Paris. Of course, anti-Semitism existed in the 90s in France, but by no means was it so generalized and casual. Talk about a paradigm shift. And this external paradigm shift, massive anti-Semitism, comes along with an internal one. The Jewish world as we know it is being reshaped by extreme polarization, unthinkable political alliances, and moral deterioration. Yuval Noah Harari has said that this might be the most important turning points since the fall of the Second Temple. And what have we already lost in this new era? Common ground, dialogue, nuance, empathy. And so the question is, where are we heading in this new paradigm? What is it we want for our children and for ourselves? What is this new Jewish destination, and what do we have to change in order to get there? So as a community leader and founder of a new Jewish community in Paris called Hineni, my first answer to this question has been bringing back Jewish joy. Precisely because we feel like we're walking in a field of rubble, the rubble of the world we had known until now and thought we understood. That's why joy is essential. Joy is about anchoring our identities in a shared positive experience and counterbalancing the sense of living in a hostile world. And joy is about finding strength in our wisdom and rituals. Joy, like Hesed, like Tikva in our tradition, is not just an emotion, it's action. Joy can be life-bearing, it could be resistance, and it could be political. And so it is so important in this time to create moments and give ourselves the opportunity to live big moments of collective Jewish joy. And so with Hineni, that's what we do. We do these big intergenerational Shabbats with 300, 400 people. And people come with this urge to be together and pray in joy. And on the basis of this shared experience and renewed strength, we can begin to build something new. Because meeting the paradigm shift is not just about joy. It's also about materializing breaches of hope. The time has come for us to shape spaces that resemble and materialize, carry, manifest the Jews we want to be. So the question for me has been, how can I be part of a space and participate in building spaces that are both deeply Jewish and universalist, anchored in our Jewish values, invested in the world, and caring for those most vulnerable in our communities. And some of these spaces, they already exist, and we need to amplify their work. In France, there's an organization that's called OSE. It's a historical French Jewish welfare organization on whose board I serve. And they do precisely that. They create programs that are rooted in Jewish values and open to everyone. The OSE is very well known in France for its children's homes, because these are the homes where many very young Holocaust survivors from all over Europe found their way back to life. And today, OSE supports more than 5,000 children each year. And the homes that some of these kids grow up in are Jewish homes. They keep kosher, they celebrate Jewish holidays, they pass on Jewish history and values. But they welcome kids from all backgrounds, and many of them are Muslim kids. So these are already existing real spaces of everyday coexistence. The OZE has chosen to be an organization of the and not the or. And that means supporting families in these really difficult time over the past 3 years, expanding medical attention towards them in the Jewish schools, and creating this emergency psychological relief team for all public preschools in Paris on questions of sexual abuse. So these spaces, they're not solving the geopolitical conundrum in the Middle East, but they are materializing breaches of hope. And hope is room to act. And we need it as much as we need joy to overcome our powerlessness. So the question is, what does the future look like? I know it's very tempting in this time to rush to sameness for a comforting and quick sense of peoplehood. But I actually think that our task in this moment is almost the opposite. We need to dive deep into our differences so that we can build a robust, vivid pluralism of substance, as Rabbi Eli Confer says. Now is the time to maximize pluralism, as he puts it, in order to strengthen peoplehood. Why? Because that's how we get back into the loop of hearing each other's arguments, seeing each other's pain, and seeing each other's dignity within the Jewish people. And it is also because we are going to be able to create spaces with education, humility, kavanah, that are going to go deep into who they are, that we're going to allow Jewish creativity to thrive. And this creativity is what has allowed us over time to overcome major paradigm shifts, like the fall of the Second Temple or the Shoah. So what we need to do now is to be just like the Choshen in last week's parasha, the breastpiece of the great priest with the 12 stones of the people of Israel. That's what the future looks like all these colors standing tall. So we dive in, we cultivate joy, we cultivate hope, and the sparks of these 12 stones will allow us together to find the resources to be there, to say Hineni, and lead us into this new time and this new leadership towards unprecedented times of vitality and light. Thank you.